Good morning, all. So let's start with the new topic that is known as increment and decrement operator in C. All right. As in our previous lecture, in the same introduction to operators in C, we have discussed few more operators in C. That was arithmetic operator, relational operator, and logical operator. All right. So in continue to that, today we'll discuss few more operators in C, and that is known as increment and decrement operators in C. As I told you earlier also in my previous lecture that increment and decrement operators are very important operators. Other operators are also important, but as compared to increment and decrement operator, it is much more confusing and it is more important also. Alright, now see, increment, that is plus, the sign of increment is this, alright, and the decrement is decrement, okay. We put 2 minus sign for operators in C. Are urinary operators. Urinary means what? I told you earlier also, it's considered to be as 1 before the variable. Let's say if you put any variable, let's say this, and if you put this or if you put this, then it is considered to be as urinary operator. Okay. Now, for incrementing and decrementing the numeric values by 1. Okay. That means if we talk about this, that means increment operator, then it increase the value by 1. And if we talk about for the decrement operator, then also it decrease the value by 1. Okay. Respectively, the increment and decrement operators are one of the most frequent used operators in programming for looping, array traversal, pointer arithmetic, and many more. Okay. So if we talk about, again with the increment and decrement, further it is divided into 2 categories. So now first discuss with increment operator. We'll understand this operator in detail. Let's say for x variable and you have assigned the value 2. Okay. And somebody if ask you, give me the value of y when you have plus x, or give me the value of y dash when you have the value of x plus. Now, what is this and this? Okay, so for the increment, we have further division of increment operator by 2. That is, this is known as pre-increment. Okay, and this is known as post-increment. Okay, why this is pre and why this is post, we'll see here. Why this is pre and why this is post? Because here the operator comes before the variable. Okay, and here why it is post? Because here the operator comes after the variable. Okay, because this is variable and this is variable, and here the operator comes first, so it is pre, and here the operator comes after, so it is post. Okay, and this is very important to understand now. If you have the value 2 and you need to calculate the value of y, what you have to do here is y is equals to 1 plus x. Okay, this is very important to note. to assign the value to the y of the value of x, then for that we have to first increase the value y1 and then we'll assign this whole value to y. Okay, that means the value of x was 2 plus 1. That means 3. Now the value of 3 will be 3. Okay. Earlier the value of x was 2 and it was pre, so first we'll add the value and then we'll assign the value. That means final value of, we'll write to y is 3. Clear? Now further, and if we talk about for the y dash value, here as you have seen that it is first variable and then we'll do the operator and then we'll do some functionality to it, that is post. For this, as you have seen that it is here, it is written x plus plus, and what here was written plus plus x. Okay, so here what we'll do, we'll first assign the value to y dash. What we'll do, as here is 2 plus 1, so first we'll assign this value to y, although for further we'll encounter this value to as 3 for y dash, but for initially the value of y dash will be 3. Understanding? Okay, now let's I make you understand in a more clear way. Okay. See, for y dash, as you have seen, it is written x plus plus. And I told you that the variable will always, if the increment is there, then the value will always be increased by value 1. So here what you do, the value of x is 2. So y dash will get the value as 2. Later on, if you have this this expression in your programming or further in your any calculation, later on the value of y dash or the value of y dash will be calculated as 2, but for the x the value will becomes, later on it will become 3. Okay, this we'll see further, then you will understand in a more clear manner. But as of now, you clear and understand that the value of, initially the value of y will receive as 3, but here the value of x dash will receive, y dash will receive as 2. And this is the clear funda of pre and post. Getting? Whenever you have x plus plus or plus plus x, then in this case always you will increase. That means you will increase by 1. Increase the value. Increase value y1. Alright, which you have seen also. And for pre, you will you will just assign that value. Okay, and for post you will increase the value and then you will assign to variable. Clearly? Clear? Okay. Now see, for the decrement, if we talk about the decrement, same case again with the new operator that is known as decrement operator. If we talk about for the decrement operator, here also we have two types of operator, that is pre and post decrement. Okay, again for pre you will have minus x, any variable it could be, and for here it will be x minus minus. Okay. Again for pre, you will they both will decrease the value by 1. It will also decrease the value by 1, and for increment also it will increase the value by 1. Okay. And but again same thing goes with this pre and post. What you will see, okay. Now see, if you have provide the value of x is equals to 2, okay, and you have y is equals to x minus minus, if we talk about for pre, okay, then here y will again have the value as 2. Later on x will become 1 as it has decreased the value by 1, because x minus minus is equals to 2 minus 1, and that is x is equals to 1 later on, because it is post. Okay. And if we talk about again with the pre, let's say y is equals to minus minus x, as this is pre, okay, pre-decrement. And for this, again for y, you will have, if you have the x value is 2, and for here you will have what? 1 minus 2, that is 1. Okay, can you understand the difference? If post, then again the same value, which is here nearby value, will assign to y, but for the pre, you have to first decrease the value and then assign the value. Understood? So understand clearly that same logic goes for pre also and post also with the increment and decrement. You need not to change the logic. Logic is same, that for pre, first increase or decrease, then assign value to variable. Okay, and for post, you have to assign value to variable first, then perform operation. Okay, for pre, first increase or decrease the value and then assign the value to the variable. And here you have to first assign the value and then perform the operation. Clear? Okay. Now let's see further. Increment and decrement operator, I told you already, operator is in this way and expression is in this way. For increment, you need to do pre and then post, pre-increment and then post-increment, and minus for pre-decrement and post-decrement. And I think this you have understood already in my previous slide. Clear? And for what understanding, I have given this. You can take this and write it in your copies. Okay. Now, let's solve one question and you will have the better understanding how this increment and decrement operator will solve in some questions. Now see, A is equals to 1 and B is equals to 1. Alright. Now here C, int C is equals to, what is this? pre-increment. Okay, pre-increment A. And what is this? This is logical operator. Okay, and what is this? This is post increment. Okay, now see, they have asked print D value, C value, B value and A value. Okay, now we know that A is equals to 1 and B is equals to 1. Let's solve this question. And int is equals to C. Now C is equals to plus A. That means pre-increment. So first we'll increase the value. What's the value of A is 1. Then here it will be, what here will be 2. Okay. And then logical operator. And then B. B is what? Again 1. Later on although it will increase, but as of now you just do it 2 and 1. And what we have understood that for computer anything which is positive and that is considered to be as true. For C, as it is or operator, you know, in logical operator we know that this is considered to be as or. So here 2 is also 1 and this is already 1. So what the value of C will be? That means true and true. Again, then the value to C will assign as 2. So what's the value of C? 1. Okay. C is 2. Why? Because A was 1. Then here C will be, then A will become 2 and 1. B is 1, but later on it will become 2. That is a different. But as of now it is 2 and 1. Because it's a positive value, so we will consider it as true. That means 1 and that is true. And C then again then 2 and 2 will for the logical true for the logical or it will become true. Okay. One more thing I need to tell you here, whenever you have this or for logical and if you have any expression here and if you found firstly any true, either here true before the logical operator or you find true after the logical operator. Okay, if you find any true, then what you need to do, simply just put the answer true. Because for logical I told you that any true if you found for the true for the logical or you directly you can put the answer true. Okay, blindly you can put true because this is logically also true and it is a logical OR operator, and for true you directly can get the value as true. But you need to be very cautious in the case of AND. Clear? And if you find any false here, any false, then you cannot put true here. Then the whole value will become false. If you find true, 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 then you can directly put here true. Okay. So here, as of here, then the C value will become true. C is equals to true and that is 1. Clear? Now let's see int D. D, what we need to do here? B was, what was B? B will become what here? B will become as 2, right? Now here B will become 2, then B is 2, so here 2, okay? Then later on it will become minus, it's another issue, but logical and, okay? And here minus A, okay? Minus A. And what was A? A was big. Initially A was 1 and later on it was become is 2. So what here? It is a pre-decrement and it was post-decrement. It was post-decrement, right? So here first we'll assign the value. So 2 later, though it later on becomes 1, but here at what was A previously was plus A, that was 2 and A was 2. So here we will return as 1. Although both are positive values, Okay, 2 is also positive, that is true value, and 1 is also positive, true, and then and, logical and. So what the D will receive? What D will receive again? True. Okay, so the value of D will also be as 1, that is true. 1 and that is true. Okay, and again I want to tell you here also, it's a logic that for the AND operator you need to first check that if there any of the expression is giving any 0, if any 0 is there, let's say if you are having 99 expressions are there, right, then you need to first check any of the expression is true, any of the expression is false. If any of the expression found to be false, then you have to simply put here 0, that is false. You need not to check further. If found any false, that means 0, then you have to simply put 0. But here, as we have seen that both are positive values, that means both are true, so we'll write true. Getting? So now, as D was found true, C was found true, and B, what was B? B was 2, but later on it was become 1. So here B will become 1, right? Because for here B was 1, but 2 was there because of the post increment. Here it was assigned as D as 2, but later on it will become minus, so it will become 1. So B was where we want, B will become 1, and for A, let's say A was 2. So now later on also it will become as 1 because of this. Okay, pre-decrement. So for true, it will assign as 1 and it will also assign as 1. So the output of is this. Alright, but please I need to tell one more thing here is it's a very compiler independent. So many of the compiler will encounter the answer will as D also. Okay, because of the compiler independency, the answer might be this or this. Okay, but as for the logic, what I have told you, the answer will be A. Alright, so need not to get confused. Stick for your logics, what I told you, and you will write the answer, but need not to depend upon the compiler. Okay. Now we'll go for the another question, which is this, which you will practice. What is here? A is equals to 5. Okay, and then what is here? A is, what is this? This is pre-increment, and this is also pre-increment. Okay. And if we talk about the logic which we have read in a previous slide, we'll see that A is equals to, what is this? Plus A. Then what it will become? That means 1 plus 5. Okay. So plus, and what is it? Then A has become, what A has become? 6. Okay. 6 plus, what is this? Plus A. Again, the 6 will become as 7. Then 7. Then 1 plus 7. Sorry, 1 plus 6. Sorry. 6. Yes, 1 plus. Oh. 6. So 6 plus 7, that means 13. Okay, as A was 1, so 1 plus 5, that is 6. A has become 6, so 1 plus 6, that is 7, and A is 13. What will be the output of this? Is equals to, again, that. Again, I need to tell you that if you run this and as it is compiler independent, you will have the different answers also. Let's say somebody will put as some compiler will take it as this is 6 and 6 6 in the same, and you will encounter the answer as 12. Okay, so it is very compiler independent, but as of logic, whatever the logics you have read, stick to that logic and you will solve the answer to that logic also. Solve the question with that logic. Okay. Now, let's solve one another question also. Here is also logical OR and logical AND. Let's solve this. X is equals to 5, y is equals to 0. Now, y is equals to, this is pre-y. So, what is this? Increment, then again 1. And what is this? Again, what it will be? 6. Both are true. Again, the answer will come true. Okay. Then A will true, and the answer will come true for y. B, as y has become 1. So now the y is this is true 0 because the y has become 1 because of this. All right. So it's becomes 0 because this is pre-decrement, and this is plus. So already it is 6. Again it will become 7. But now you will see here that if you have thousands of expressions here with the positive values, you need not to check that. If you encounter any of the one with the AND operator, with the AND logical operator, then you will directly put here as false. Because 0 and 1 means positive value is considered to be 1, true, and then false and true will, for the AND case, as we have learned in our previous logical operators, will become false. Okay. Now this is 0 and then 7. Now what is x? Here x is 7. If we talk about for the this, and then y will become 0. A will become, what is A? A will become 2 as 1 and B will become as 0. Y will become 0. Okay. Fine.